Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Final Fantasy XIV Online, Stormblood. I would not want to be in that storm. It's full, no. God, I thought I picked one of the empty servers. Well. There's only 16 people waiting, so it can't be that full. Oh, that's right. Veteran has information on a new task. Ready to hear about that job then? Like I said, the request comes from our sister guild in Gridania. And that's all I know. But whatever it is you get asked to do, I somehow doubt it posed any trouble for your adventurer as survived as the bedlam of Sastasha. If you think you might be interested, you want to have words with Mother Mion, the counterpart in Gridania. Good luck, mate. A lot of going back and forth. My money. My fight money. Coming back home. I certainly want to explore the other areas. Just, not right this second. Oh, wait, hold on, we're done something. Oh, well, whatever. Can I set my own foot here? God, that would be too convenient, wouldn't it? Take a seat wherever you'd like, friend. Our waitress will come and take your Oh, not here to die? Dare I hope that you're the adventurer Baderon sent word about? You are? The matron be praised. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mione, and the Carline Canopy is my place. With regards to the task in question, there's a fair bit to tell. Let me know when you're ready to hear the details, and I shall brief you. Rather you debrief me. Ready for the briefing? Good. Now then, here's the long and the short of it. No, change my batteries, of course. Beg pardons for interrupting, Mune, but our needs grow even more pressing. Have none stepped forward? A good evening to you, too, Bowlord. Your need must be pressing indeed for you to honor us with a visit. The good news is, your journey hasn't been wasted. I'm pleased to report that we have a volunteer at last, and one who comes highly recommended at that. Many thanks for answering the call, friend. My name is Lewin, and I lead the men and women of the God's Quiver. Now, time is of the essence, so I shall proceed directly to the heart of the matter. We wish for you to nip a potential threat to Gridania in the bud. Beneath the central shroud, there lies an underground burial site called the Tamtara Deepcroft. The place was once a Gilmorian settlement, but we, Gridanians, have long interred our dead there. Of late, however, shadowy figures have been seen skulking about the Deepcroft, and with ever-increasing regularity. Based on the accounts of various witnesses, we suspect that these individuals belong to the Lambs of Dalmund, a doomsday cult which sprung up prior to the calamity. These zealots have proven themselves dangerous in the past, and we leave them to their own devices at our own peril. Ordinarily, I have dispatched my best men to scour the Deepcroft with orders to flush the cultists out. As the calamity decimated our ranks, the limited forces at my disposal are constantly required to keep the Ixal at bay. The birdmen have grown restless of late, and I fear a storm may be brewing in anticipation of this. I have been compelled to spread our forces throughout the 12's Wood, lest we be taken unawares. The situation so being, we must turn to others to deal with the Lambs of Dalmund. Can we rely on you to undertake this task, friend? Probably. You have my gratitude. Once you've seen to your preparations, pray make your way to Deepcroft and identify yourself to the guard post at the entrance. He will apprise you of the latest developments. That is all. Be careful out there, you hear? May the crystal guide you and keep you. quests, but I'm sure they're all like level 1. Ah, so much for your guard. Stuff. I'm sure they're fine. Yamadur, I take it? Thanks for helping us out, friend. No doubt the Bow-Lord has already informed you, but your task is to enter the deep crop and purge it of the lands of Dalaman. In case you're unfamiliar with them, the cult emerged shortly before the calamity put an end to the sixth astral era. The cultists took the lesser moon, Dalaman, for their god, believing that it would deliver them from their devastation. And so they were rather disappointed when Dalaman exploded into 1,000 flaming pieces before it could complete its descent. Now, having seen their god turn to ash, one would think that the cultists might feel moved to question their faith. On the contrary, it served only to stoke the flames of their fanaticism. The Lambs of Dalaman are convinced that heretics, that is to say, everyone but them, interfered with the coming of their Lord and Savior, and that now it is their sacred duty to avenge him. Whatever it is they're doing in Deepcroft, you may be sure there is no good that will come of it. For the sake of Gridania and Eorzea at large, put an end to their madness. That's another one of these. Shit. When using the daily roulette, you will be assigned a random duty from among those you have unlocked. In return for leaving your destination in the hands of fate, you will receive enhanced rewards. Furthermore, should you happen to be an adventurer in need, that is to say your role is in short supply, you will receive an additional bonus. Well, I doubt my role is in short supply. this dungeons and waiting around for stuff to do. Again, this is why I don't normally play MMOs. It's just these things don't work out most of the time. I think the last time I did this, I mean, I was well past my 2-hour limit, and I was like super tired at the end of the quest. So it was not really that fun for me. The hardest part is finding the 2 mages. You know, like it's relatively easy to find 2 fighters. I mean, if you look at all these people here. Of course, I'm not at any real sufficient level to be a different class at this point in time. It's tempting here and there, though. At least here they give you things to fight, you know? Fakest faker. Good job there, I guess. Some people just think they deserve a medal, I guess. All of these quests aren't all party-based. I mean, God, it really does basically limit me to not playing anymore. I mean, I've been having a good time up until now, but party requirements, you know, I really don't like them. Be done something else for a while. These things aren't high enough level though. Let's go south, shall we? Oh, is there nothing here? Oh, crap. Yeah, of course. 20. More interesting for me. Oh, wait, 23 now? Level 50. Out here. What could it be? 23. Same level as me. I want something that's a little harder. right enough that I had no idea what we were doing. You to call the smallmouth moribund that have been decimating the river fish. That's for level 222, why not? That glitch in your eye. You're no stranger to violence, are you? Got a job for a hard lad like ye I have. Run along the river east of here and got me 3 smallmouth audap, will ye? They've been gobbling down all the fishies that what Blascaron serves us for our dinners. We can't have that now, can we? Come back to me, dirtied up with the fish guts, and I'll see you treated like a proper druthers regular. Oh, Blascaron, you know, he always done right by me, no matter what I might have gotten up to back in the day, so I don't take kindly to them as you would make trouble for him, even if they're fish. You seem like a trustworthy sort, and I see you've got some skills in your work as a venturer. Let's see you put him to work for an old man, eh? I'm not giving you a head, dude. Just, you know, I'm not gonna do it. I mean, probably not. Depends on if I need to eat this week. Tamtara Deepcroft. Bonus rewards for swift completion of objectives. Okay. Yay. Who's here? 19. Somebody lead. Ain't gonna be me. shooting those spells is like awesome. I'm barely doing any damage over here. This must be a DPS. Summons me from the void to reside within this crude vessel. Gun. Well, that was fun. Not fast enough for those zeros to give them a really battle, but whatever. Welcome back, Miamurai. I'm reliably informed that your foray into the Deep Crop was a success. Nor did I expect anything less. Veteran's ringing endorsement left me in a little doubt as to your capabilities. Even so, you are to be commended. Warlord Lewin asked me to pass on his thanks. I must say, it's something of a relief to be able to call upon such a capable adventurer. Sadly, death has become an even more common occurrence within our fraternity of late. Times being what they are, the guild is constantly inundated with petitions, and we are hard-pressed to find enough hands to deal with them all. While this means no shortage of work for able souls such as yourself, it also provides ample opportunity for the inexperienced to overreach themselves, with predictable consequences. As if to illustrate to the point. Avery's gone, and it's all your fault. If you hadn't taken an age to heal him, he would still be alive. But I tried. He bolted out of range before I could finish the spell. He shouldn't have been so hard-pressed in the first place. We should have done more to lighten his burden. Bah, to hell's with this pathetic excuse for a party. I'm leaving. I'd be too soon if I ever agree to see your faces again. Goodbye and good riddance. I'm leaving as well. I doubt this comes as any surprise, but I never liked you. I only suffered you for your healing, but you couldn't even do that one thing right. Cruel though this may sound, you brought this upon yourself. And by way of some parting advice, get rid of Avery's head. Bury it, cremate it, do whatever the hells you like with it. But for God's sake, stop carrying it around. It's just... get rid of it, alright? Wait, don't leave me alone, please. Oh, I'm sorry, Avery. Please forgive me. Scenes like this have become all too common. This makes 12 times and half as many days. Now you see why I'm grateful for adventures as of your experience. I can send men like you on a mission without worrying that you might not return. Well, not so much at any rate. Speaking of missions, I would entrust you with another. About a bell ago, I received a message from my counterpart in Ulda. She seeks the services of reliable adventurers, and you are nothing of not reliable. If you think you might be interested in this task, say the word, and I will be glad to share the details with you. Shit. Take the money. Someone not me. Yone has information on this task. So, you're not averse to taking a little trip. Wonderful. As I mentioned earlier, the request comes from an adventurers guild in Ula. Once you arrive, seek out Momodi, the proprietress of Quickstand. Think of her as the Sultan's version of myself. Chances are she'll send you in the midst of danger, but I have every confidence that you will pull through unscathed. Now, off you go, Miyamurai, and good luck. Now I'm going back. Foggy. Welcome to the crit tent, friend. I'm tad busy now. If you wouldn't mind showing yourself to... Oh, it's you, Miyamurai. But there I was, spotting the same tired line. Leone sent word that you'd be reporting for duty. She also made a point of calling you the adventurer of the moment. Ain't no small praise come from her. But you didn't come all the way here to listen to my prattle. Doubtless you're eager to get started. So let's talk business, shall we? Getting 200 experience points. What is waiting for you briefly downstairs? Yeah, great. The petitioner ought to be arriving any moment now. Gods almighty, another second under that sun and I would have been set afire. A tankard of ale, if you would be so kind. Excellent timing, Papa Shan. It just so happens the adventurer who will be handling your petition is here. Oh, why, if it isn't my good friend Meowmarai. It does my spirit well to know that you are the one who will be helping us. Mayhap you'd like to appraise Meowmarai of his mission? Oh, yes, of course. The petition in question was submitted by an acquaintance of mine at Amajina and Sons Mineral Concern. It relates to an unfortunate development at the Copperbell Mines. To be plain, giants have seized control of the place. These giants are the clan known as the Hecatonichias. Hecatoncheires? Really, God, the words of Final Fantasy just kill me. Fearsome creatures who were sealed within the deepest depths of the mine during the bygone Thorn Dynasty. Alas, it seems they may have managed to break through the layer of rock which served to imprison them, and now prowl the tunnels where the miners ply their trade. The creatures are justifiably angry about their treatment at the hands of our ancestors, and their presence has forced the suspension of all mining activities on the site. It's no wonder they're angry. Didn't the Thorn Dynasty come to an end over 300 years ago? You know your history well, my lady. The people of that age used to use the Hecatoncheires to work the mines. By way of enchanted helms, they were able to blind the ferocious creatures to their will. But as is oft the way of such tales, these enchantments eventually faded, and the slaves rose up against their masters. In a desperate bid to contain the unbridled fury of the Hecatoncheires, our ancestors induced the collapse of the mine's lowermost levels. So it was that the great giant revolt has ended, buried beneath 100,000 tons of rock. Well now, that got me thinking. I seem to recall there being an article about Copperbell in the Mithril Eye a fortnight or so ago. It said the mines were being reopened so as to meet the rising demand for building materials. Like as not, our boys dug a bit too deep and freed the giants. Gods, to think the poor creatures are still alive and kicking after 3 centuries. That's a long time to nurse a grudge. They must be seething. Indeed, and that makes them a danger to us all. There will be no mining at Copperbell so long as they remain. For the sake of both peace and prosperity, they must be subdued. This is a task which we would have you undertake. I'll not deny that a mission will be rife with danger, but our need is great. So I beg you, put an end to this sorry business. God bless you. I feared you might have reservations, but I assure you it is for the best. In case you don't know, Copperbell Mines is in Western Thenland. Do take care, you hear? Oh, and one last thing before you depart. An employee of Amajina and Sons is presently at the quicksand. The fellow's name is Painted Mesa, and he knows Copperbell Mines as well. It may behoove you to seek his counsel. Looking for Painted Mesa? You found him. So you're the adventurers who volunteered to deal with the mess down at Copperbell, are you? You've got guts, mate. I just hope you've got the skills to go with them. Those things ain't pretty down there. The Hecatoncheires left the place in a right state, and nearly a week after mining resumed. I don't know if you know this, but Copperbell was old when the second Uhl dynasty was still young, and it was abandoned centuries ago. If it hadn't been for the shortage of materials needed for the rebuilding effort, the concern would never have thought to reopen it. We knew full well about the giants beforehand, but the project went ahead anyway. I mean, nothing could possibly survive buried under a mountain worth of rock for 3 centuries, right? Wrong. Our miners dug up more than they bargained for. One swing of the pickaxe too many, and they found themselves in the company of giants. Unless we can subdue them, the nation's glorious recovery will grind to a halt for want of aught to build with. The storm torches keep watch over the entrance in case the giants fancy some sunlight or fresh air. One of them will be able to show you the way in. The hope of the nation's resting on you, my friend. Best of luck. check with my guild while I'm here. It's funny to kind of think of this as home. Even though you know, start pretty much anywhere in the game. I wish I would have started in the forest area, but oh well. There's a dire need of cheering up. Oh, it's you, Muramura. I'm sorry, but I don't have anything to teach you. If I ever did at all. You're far better off training under Trudeau. You'll find her over yonder. Just leave me be. I was so hopeful that seeing you improve in leaps and bounds would spur Master Hammond out of his doldrums. It seems more must be done. Perhaps the end result is not so important as the manner in which you get there. In other words, if you were to train precisely as Master Hammond once did, overcome the self-same challenges that he did in his youth, I dare say would stoke the fires of his fighting spirit. Listen well, Miyamurai. Master once told me that he used to refine his combinations by provoking deadly creatures into unleashing their fury upon him. For this purpose, he often went into the southern part of Drybone to fight the hornet clouds there. To this day, the tree trunks that he struck to stir the Vulcan from their hives bear the mark of his fists. I want you to seek out these trees and do as Master Hammond once did. Strike them with a bootshine combo, and fight the hornet clouds that emerge. Once you have felled enough of the creatures to collect 6 of their stingers, return here and present them to Master Hammond. It will remind him of better days. I'm sure of it. Let's see, I've got 29. So we need spy drops. Snag heroes, brain assassins. One of those. I don't matter. That's a good guy. Oh, really? I haven't been here? Huh. This is surprising. Find stuff. Anvil. Commissioner, I would have your ear. Have you perchance visited the ruins south of here? It is said that they date back to the era of the Beldines. As a student of history, I was delighted that my superior sent me there to patrol. My delight soon turned to dread, however, when I discovered the terrible truth. These ruins are haunted. Yes, you heard me right. Specters of Belda haunt the place to this day. And my limited training has hardly prepared me to face such horrors. Would you be so obliging as to take this holy water and shepherd the lost souls to Thal's realm? Key items target. Some quests require you to use a key item on an enemy target. There are two ways to do this. First, by pressing X and selecting use key item from the sub-commands. The second method is just to first target an enemy, then press back to access the duty list. Use the directional keys to select the key item and select A to complete the action. You know what? Let's call her night. It's kind of late. Anyway, this is audap reading Final Fantasy 14 Online. It's Blood. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.